Hey y'all, it's the Calm Corner Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Hey, so family, back again. I'm Erica, your favorite Astro homegirl. And this one is gonna be, I guess, since I'm on a roll and we dealing with Scots and I'm kind of, in the middle of impromptus and really doing some things for the channel and for you guys. But we're gonna do Michael B. Jordan. So welcome back for all of you guys that's been riding with me, and welcome for all of you guys that are new here. And for those that are new, I always get into a little bit of the astrology first before we get down to business and get into the reading. It helps me help you, alright? But it really helps me even more when it's time for me to get down to business and get into them cards and do the reading. So let's talk about Michael B. Jordan, right? I want to talk about, I pulled up his chart, and I pulled up too because I want to know, is he really being snubbed at the awards this year? Okay, because it is rumored that he is being snubbed at the Golden Globes last night. Sinners, the movie, I forgot what they said, but they basically won a few awards to director Ryan Coogler, and congratulations to him and his beautiful wife. Okay, I love the movie. It wasn't what I expected. I didn't know what to expect actually, but it was amazing. It was a masterpiece, guys. Don't you mess up my I'm sorry, my doodle. No, stop. Okay. Not gonna mess up my cards. You already just pushed them down again, okay? All right. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. But what I was saying was, it was so many spiritual jewels in that, in the movie itself. So many lessons. I mean, just an amazing way to bring all these elements in through this storyline. And I'm gonna be honest, Michael B. Jordan is definitely talented, but this role really, he already was amazing, but this is, to me, a different level of elevation because it evolved him, I think, even personally. So I really enjoyed it. I want to know, so we're gonna get into the cards. Plus, we want to see what's going on and what's ahead. So let's do it. I just wanted to say that. So is he being snubbed? So let's get into his chart. Michael B. Jordan, he is from Cali, baby, okay? He is an Aquarius, so his solar return is ahead. Maybe it's right on time. And my nose is itching, so messages, right? Interesting. Okay, so solar return just ahead. About 2 to 3 weeks out, maybe almost a month, or a little less than. February 9th, of course, you guys know him as an amazing actor. Definitely remember him from The Wire, for sure. Also, many films. Of course, we're speaking on, even just now, the most recent work of Sinners. Okay, so let's get into it. Sun in Aquarius. In which house? Fifth house. Interesting. I can't remember. Did I do a reading on him? I had to. I can't even remember because it's been so long. So we're gonna go back to it, okay? Well, we're back at it now. Aquarius in the fifth house. A moon in Cancer. Let's see what house. Oh, wow. Cancer in the Aquarius house of his home. That's interesting. Mercury in Pisces, amazing. That explains why his skills, his acting skills is next level, okay? And I want to say that his Jupiter is there. It is. Wow. So Jupiter and Mercury in Pisces? Hell, where's all the Academy Awards, okay? And this is in his house of routine. Yes. He is living his destiny. Part of it, I mean, he got many gifts. Many, many gifts. Especially being this Aquarius sun and having that Pisces 6th house. He is powerful. He is powerful. Because they were stating also, which not just they were stating. I noticed that, you know, someone spoke of his faith. And, you know, that was also one of the topics, you know, in the movie Sinners as well. But, you know, I understood exactly what he meant when he did an interview. And I can't remember what they asked him. Maybe I can try to pull up a clip, because, you know, I always add clips in for you guys to keep you updated. But he definitely practiced Ifa. You know, I practice Ifa, so I definitely was like, I got to definitely, you know, see what's up. But he is very powerful. With that Cancer energy in that 11th house, healer, major manifester, okay? Very intuitive, very anointed, with the Pisces in that house. I cannot continue to express. Okay, so he does have Chiron and Gemini. That's interesting. And it's in the 9th house. Oh. And his midheaven is there as well. Ninth house is your beliefs, your philosophy, you know, legacy. And Chiron being the wounded healer in that house. And Gemini ruling that. Communication. Because he said during the interview that he was a high-ranking Babalawo. His rising is, Let me tell you something, guys. That's why he is not only so good at what he does with the acting roles, but a rising in Virgo, this even perfects not only his craft and his creative gifts and what he do, but in his faith. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Wow. All right, Michael B. Jordan, you is a force to be reckoned with. And I'm going to tell you something. When you are this type of powerful, this type of knowledgeable, you know, because knowledge is power, guys. And that's the fact, Jay. You know, everybody has, like I said, my thing is never any judgment when it comes to faith, religion, you know, politics, because everybody feels the way they feel. And I'm always an encouragement and encourager of however, you know, you can connect the spirit to me. That is most powerful. And, you know, for you, for people, you know, whatever you choose. Because that's what it's all about while we're here on this earth plane. So I feel like everyone connects to spirit differently. And that's just a part of life, you know. So whichever way it works for you, I'm all for it, because I just know what works for me, right? And when it comes to him, knowledge. Remember Harriet Tubman said, I could free a million more slaves if only they knew that they were free, right? Well, she never lost a slave. She practiced E5. She never lost a slave, you know. She never would, because she was going to always know the right direction to go and where not to go. But, and they said, well, how you come up with that? Well, I was just thinking about this one movie, maybe you guys never seen it, but take a look and you get a chance. It's called The Lion King. What was it? Not Lion King, but the, I'm trying to think. It has the beautiful, damn, what's her name? She played in Murder by Numbers, I think was an episode or show that season that they have. And I can't think of her name right now. I'm just going blank. Oh my gosh. What is it? Woman King. That's the name of the movie, okay? And if you look at that movie and pay attention, you'll catch the messages that I'm saying about the faith. Because when she went to get that reading, they practice E5, and the lady told her, you have to listen to E5. You know, if you don't listen, you will see. And that's the funny thing, you know. People always be like, that's crazy, da-da-da. She thought that she could go do what she wanted to do, and she started soon, quick, fast, and realized that their reading was accurate. And she went back and did what she needed to do. And it's interesting because one thing about E5 is never wrong. It's never wrong. It's never wrong. And if I said everything that would happen, and everything that she said would happen is everything that happened to her. So if you get a chance, you check it out, and you'll kind of see how that goes. So the power in him is very deep, and it's a lot of elements. So maybe a lot of things that people or perception that they have of him may be the complete opposite, is what I'm saying in regards to Michael B. Jordan, because faith is a defining factor, especially when it comes to relationships, you know, because two people, they don't necessarily have to be on one accord, no, but they definitely have to respect each other's faith, right? So in E5, a lot of things, you know, in situations with relationships, and him having knowledge about a lot of things that are favorable for him and a lot of things that aren't favorable, you know. It may not be all what people think in regards to the rumors of hearing him and how he, you know, deal with certain women. One thing I can say, let's look at some more of his placements. Okay, so his Mars, ooh, baby, let me tell you something. Mars is in Aries, and that's the partnership house, right? It's his sexual libido, baby. Oh, he is passionate, okay? And fiery with it. Yikes. Let's see what that Venus is. Oh, his Venus is in Capricorn? Baby, let me tell you something. And it's, oh, his Venus is in one. Oh, in the home. In the home. Okay, so, and the lady said he's still at home. Yes, Venus is there. Yes, yes. And he said he's a high, like this is, when you see that Capricorn, this is a part of his lineage. His, you know, he comes from a long line of them. You know, Babalawo or priest. You understand? Because Capricorn is about pillar, you know, legacy, right? And he has Venus there. What a power. Wow. Wow. Those are some hell of a placement. So, still some challenges though in the home, right? He got another placement there. Neptune. Oh wow, he got a lot going on. In the 4th house, right? It still can go for something though. This is powerful. Let's see also. It may take him a while to get to commitment. You know, that's why I paused. I'm just looking at his placements. But that Aries house of partnerships is where his North Node is. Wow. Okay, that's what I was wanting to get back to, guys, to see. So he has Mars, his North Node. What was that? Partnerships, just like how he, you know, joined in on the project with Ryan Coogler. I mean, he is definitely living his destiny, because 7th house is about relationships, but it's about all partnerships as well. And he takes action in that area. When he do show up with somebody, like how he showed up with Lori Harvey, you know, this is a house of identity, right? And he's already, you know, very handsome and a very, you know, just talented, and just the energy around him is already powerful. So just know that, you know, maybe he hasn't found his match, because that energy, you know, it would be somebody who would be athletic or strikingly beautiful, or something about them is beautiful about the person, the identity of them. It could be, you know, it's something that will identify. It'll be about how you identify with them will be his partner, right? Maybe the way they communicate, or a gift that they have, but how you identify them, you know? Just because of the placement of the chart, right? And, you know, Aquarius is definitely different, meaning, you know, his idea of a partner could be many things. You know, it doesn't have to be what people would expect of him. It would be you know, he will rebel, you know. At this point, just by me looking at his chart, everybody has a type, and, you know, people say that he likes, but it's in his chart to like all different ethnicities. I think that for him, it's probably more of a, it looks like he'll explore and have a good time. Settling for him would be, let's go back. Somebody who would, you know, be stable. Traditional in a sense, you know. And when I say traditional, not old-timey, no. Meaning he need a partner who can, you know, they share the same traditions. They Like I said, he's the type of person you can look at his chart and look at him. He can do what he want to do and have a good time because he understands the type of partner that he would have to, not have to, but what works for him, what's good for him. And this would be somebody who would understand the true him and share the same traditions and, you know, very cerebral, very creative, you know. An active partner. But anyhow, interesting. Let's get into the transits. Okay. We done went a little bit long, right? Let's talk about real quick the current transits with him, right? And how old is he? I think they say he's young too. He's done a lot. Like I said, he's doing his destiny for sure, for sure. But it's going to be more things that you guys will see him evolve into probably over a period of time. For sure. You know? And you will see him settle later. You know, his Capricorn placement showed that. Right? And maybe even some challenges in those, you know, areas. Just based on his chart. Right? But for him, it looked like partnerships in due time. But the partnerships that he forms are solid, right? Let's go to the transits. Okay, so his transit, oh, the sun is in A, and it's his solar return, baby. You know, one thing about Capricorn, it's about rewards, and it's reward season. You know, it will be all about his aspects, and we don't have that to see, you know, what's conjuncting, what's doing this, what's doing that. But the moon is in Scorpio, you know, what's hidden, secrets, gossip, and we are right here like, okay, well, what's going on? And why he didn't get what he deserved, right? Mercury is in Capricorn, as well as Venus is in Capricorn. And it's in his, ooh, he is lighting up the sky right now. Because his actual Venus is in Capricorn, right? His Mars in the, okay. So Mars may be the aspect, because I think his Mars is in Aries, so it will be opposition there. And maybe that could be a part of, you know, maybe the issue with the awards, kind of like a competition, and that's what it was in a sense, you know, it's an award show, right? Who's going to win? Jupiter in Cancer, and he's a Cancer moon. Got a lot of favorable placements now, okay? But Saturn being in Pisces, now that might be the thing, the challenges in the industry. And that's what we're talking about right now. Uranus is in Taurus, so more power his way, more power. Happy solar return, early solar return, Mr. Jordan. And Neptune is in Pisces. I think he had the placement. Let me see. What was his Neptune again? It's in Capricorn, okay. Power in the industry. I think he's just getting started. I think that, let's go back to his age. He's 1980s, so he's an 80s baby. Okay. Let's see. We finna get into the reading, y'all. You know me, I just... Okay, so he's 38. Yes, yes. Ladies, sometimes the messages are good things come to those who wait, honey. All right, so let's get into this reading. We done did this long enough. I just wanted to see what's up with him, the magic behind Mr. Jordan. Let's get into it. All right, soul family. So here's a, mashup of clips that I pulled together that were, to me, most recent, of course, because we in 2026, okay? So award season is, right here, right now. And I did the reading first, so interesting what I see in these clips. So make sure you guys sound off in the comments. Tell me what you think, anything that you know. you know I love to hear all about it, all right? So let's get into it, all right? Again, Smoke and Stack. The duality of these roles, phenomenal, I will say again. All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to? You know, I feel like there's story. I am excited about being out of the house, wearing a fun. Yeah, what are you looking forward to?
A quick 1-2. So the Golden Globes and Snubbed Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. I know I ain't pronounced his last name right, but you know they got snubbed for the Sinners, baby. I said, you know what I expect from the Golden Globes.
On behalf of the Hollywood Creative Alliance, we are honored to present you with the Best Actor Award in a Motion Picture Drama for Sinners.
Thank
Congratulations,
you so much. Appreciate
Michael.
that. Thank you. That's my team director over there. I just want to appreciate the thoughts. You know what I'm saying, the consideration and this honor is it's pretty special. Whenever me and Ryan get a chance to get together and make a film, we always put our all into it. You know, this role in particular was definitely a challenge for me, but we like to do that and like push each other outside of our comfort zone every once in a while. And this work this year was a testament to that. So I want to thank the Hollywood Creative Alliance for giving us these awards. And yeah, we're gonna get back to work for 2026, 2025, 2026. Thank you guys.
On behalf of the
Okay, so we're talking about an icon era, Coleman, for this man here. Yeah, and I loved what you said before, because it was like, you know, black men are not a monolith, and you do represent like all that I think we would want us to be: tender, strong, all of those things. When you hear those words that he was saying.
From the beginning, we saw a young brother with fire in his eyes and something steadier in his chest. Purpose. Not just the hunger to be seen, but the courage to stand for something. You didn't chase greatness, you trained for it. You studied, you listened, you showed up prepared to honor every story you touched.
How does that make you feel?
Oh man, warm and seen,
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. You know, I don't really take compliments that well, but honestly, just hearing him speak, just felt honor and privilege that he would take the time to come out here and say those beautiful words about me.
Does getting an icon award, does that give you more pressure, or does that?
It makes me feel like I haven't done enough.
Okay.
It makes me want to go do more.
Okay.
You know, so
This man is about the work. He keeps working and working and working, because he knows. I mean, you know, whether he knows it or not, how much of a difference he's making just by his work ethic.
Sure.
And all the roles that he chooses to play, and all the how he switches mediums, how he has a director's hat, which is just as phenomenal as his acting hat.
Yeah.
But also, like, listen, I came here in particular because Sinners. I think it's the best performance of the year.
Now listen to me. What if they just came the same? And what if somebody spills something on them? Step on their shoe, look at their woman a bit too long, we gonna have a bigger problem than just a fight.
sure do.
Don't let them in.
Come on.
I really do.
Talk about it.
And I'm giving it to you right here to make sure
Talk
all the
about
people
it.
see it. No, it's like this man's playing two phenomenal roles, and with such complexity. When I tell you, it's like all the
Two Michael B. Jordans. When I saw that, I was like, Nikki B. Jerkin, because that was awesome. It's insane.
Michael B. Jordan not winning the Critics' Choice Award last night was very personal. The fact that Sinners won 4 awards last night should tell you that it has nothing to do with the quality of his acting and everything to do with Michael B. Jordan as an actor himself. I want y'all to keep in mind that Michael B. Jordan has consistently prioritized black narratives during his career. He is building a legacy built off the backs of prominent black films. Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, the Creed franchise, and now Sinners. He is using his star power to both fund, produce, and center the black narrative. He is creating a legacy that exists entirely outside of their validation framework. Do you think that Michael B. Jordan hasn't been asked to be a part of white narratives? Trust me, he has. They are punishing him for not being a pawn in their system to push their narrative. The awards never go to the best actors. The awards goes to those who best serve to push the dominant narrative. And the fact that Michael B. Jordan refuses to do that is why they are punishing him, right? Michael B. Jordan knows why he didn't win that award. He knows that this is a message to him that they will never award him as long as he doesn't play their game. But here's the kicker though. Here's why they really mad, right? He's proving that their game doesn't matter. That they are playing an old game that is becoming obsolete. Because Michael B. Jordan doesn't need awards to succeed, right? He is proving his greatness through box office numbers, right? Through cultural conversation, through legacy. He doesn't need awards to show his impact. What they really fear is that Michael B. Jordan is becoming the blueprint for Black creators everywhere to succeed outside of their framework. And that is why he's a problem. So shout out to Michael B. Jordan, because what you really proved tonight, what you really proved your entire career, is that you have integrity, right? And that you are better than the rest because you don't care about being awarded. You care about uplifting Black voices, about pushing Black people to the pinnacle of success. And for that, my brother, that shows why you really are the greatest of all time and why we will remember you as such.
Did y'all know that Michael B. Jordan is a high priest, also known as a Babalawo? Let's talk about it. So in a recent interview, an interviewer mentioned how Michael B. Jordan's middle name is Bakari, and that name stands for noble promises, which have roots in the Yoruba culture of Nigeria. And she asked him who gave him that name and how did it shape him into being the man that he is today. And that's where he goes on to say that he is a Babalawo, which is basically a high priest or diviner that comes from the Yoruba culture. So a Babalawo is basically like a sacred priest in this religion. And the term means father of secrets. And it refers to a respected position within this spiritual tradition. Now, this is not something that you can just become overnight. They are trained, dedicated Ifa priests and diviners. And in traditional society, a Babalawo is a doctor, a pharmacist, a herbalist, and the most diviner who the people can consult to for advice. So they're very, very respected and people come to them for everything. So it takes years of rigorous training and experience just to have this title. And it really all makes sense because in the movie Sinners, the director and producer, whoever he is, Ryan Coogler, basically said that he got lots of inspiration from the movie from, the different West African traditions. He also said how he actually got the twins inspired by the Ibeji twins, which are Orishas in the Yoruba culture. And he also talked about Legba and just different other little deities that tie in. So it really does all make sense that, Michael B. Jordan knows, a lot about this and is into this type of stuff and why he was perfect for this role. I know a lot of people, had lots of, different thoughts and their opinions on this, but to each his own. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments and if y'all knew that.
Michael B. Jordan, the B stands for Bakari, which means of noble promise.
Correct. You know your stuff. Okay.
All right. Who gave you that name and how do you think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a Babalawo, and my mom, when I was born, I got that name, fresh out the womb, and I just try to, live in that purpose, every day since. Yeah.
And you've been doing just that?
Thank you.
The film delves into legacy and identity. Did it influence how you see your own legacy in Hollywood, and what do you expect to leave behind?
Not so much. I'm always a big person on legacy and trying to do things that are timeless and set the example. I try to lead by example for the generations that's following me. I'm trying to be better each day. I think the way the world is right now, I think we all could strive to be better, day in and day out. And if we all take them small steps every day, I think we can wake up into a much better situation.
Michael B. Jordan.
All right, so family, so these are the cards for Mr. Michael B. Jordan. So let's get into it. I did clear the air, but let me pray over the cards real quick, okay? So let's get into it, all right? Okay, let's get into it. So let's start with his current energy, right? Energy around him. Let's put this here. I hope y'all doing good. I ain't really made a decision on which ones I want to use in that regard, but let's slide them this way. Okay, so let's start with that. Spirit. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, sideways, huh? Okay. Alrighty. Let's unpack. Let's see what's up. Just looking at his focal point, you know? Let me do something. He is my E5 brother, so I'm gonna have, let me I never did this before, but let's start over, okay? Spirit just told me this is in regards to him. He does practice E5. He is my E5 brother. And so a lot of times they can be like, I think, what's the word, like cloaked, or you know, where you can't pick up energy. And that's just the energy that I just got. So let's try this again, okay? Let me do one thing to get a little forward. Sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes stuff just happens, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta kind of be, you know, ready to do what it do, right? Okay. All right, so let's do this. All right, let's do it. Now let's try this again. Energy feel a lot better. No, what I was thinking, especially with us practicing the same faith, you know? So, let's do it again. of these all together, okay? All right, let's do it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, no, how to run it the same. That's interesting. Okay. Might be Jordan. Let me fix these. We got quite a few messages. Okay. Okay, there you go. Sorry, I meant to do it this way. Wow. All right, let's see where his focal point. Oh, I'm sorry, I was already up, right? Yeah. These are the same messages, sort of, kind of, in a sense. And it's interesting because these messages you know, I'll be needing a second to unpack, right? It says solar return. And it gets interesting. Ooh, money. So let me keep scratching my hand. It's been itching. He's coming in with an energy of, you know, it's his solar return season. He's a Capricorn energy, right? And I'm sorry, Aquarius energy. I apologize. And this is crazy because the Six of Swords is Aquarius energy, okay? And this is the true essence of closing out a cycle. Like him closing out last year's 9 was a true testament to that energy. This is about him moving forward and moving on. Change and transition is ahead for Michael B. Jordan in a lot of ways. Remember, 2026, this year is a one universal year. So we're starting back at one. So he is headed into the next cycle, you know, and next level of his life ahead, his career, right? He could be, you know, again, transition and change from a whole lot of things. I don't know his love life energy. I know, you know, and that was quite some time ago, the energy with him and Lori Harvey. And then, you know, it's always, from my understanding, rumor from him dating, you know, all type of other women, different ethnicities, stuff like that, right? Well, all of that is actually a part of his zodiac sign, you know, dating what you wouldn't expect him to date, because that's all about Aquarius energy, right? Alternative, rebel. But it could be an energy of a Queen of Swords energy that he dealt with, you know, that he closed out a cycle with coming into this new year, this new season, guys, because the energy is in the messages, right? But to me, there's a lot of different messages, and in this energy here, this also speaks, in my opinion, you know, I pause because I don't give opinion. I just read the cards, right? This is about being snubbed in the energy for those awards, guys. You know, I know the Ace of Pentacles in the traditional energy. That's why I pause, right? Would be about finances, money, new starts, new beginnings, but also about achievements, right? New. So when you look at that, that looks like whatever just happened, the Golden Globes. I know they spoke on Sinners, you know, they won several awards, but he was snubbed. And that's the energy of that, especially with this Queen of Swords in reverse, right? He's been putting in the work, but for some reason, it's some level of opposition when it comes to this industry, right? And him. Putting in a lot of work. Putting in a lot of work. A lot of new projects, guys. A lot of new projects. He gonna be busy, and he gotta really watch not to be burnt out in this season ahead, because this speaks to, and let me say this, he's elevated too on some level, guys, especially when you see this Six of Swords and it being in his energy, right? The world is here, and this is a brand new cycle ahead, you know, going through the changes, going through the motions, going through all the challenges in the background, in the industry. And ain't it funny how this Ace of Pentacles is right, you know, on top of this World card, which is about achievements, being snubbed in the achievements. It's crazy. Look, people are noticing it because he did a hell of a job with the role of Sinners, right? You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about success. But this King of Wands energy is in reverse because the King of Wands is all about creativity, actor. You know, this is the energy, being snubbed. Look at that. This is the energy. He definitely made a nice bag because it's in the messages, right? But getting snubbed for his creative gifts, right? People seeing it, people noticing it. You see it, the lost? This is his card. He is the star. He is a star. But look again, opposition, magician in reverse. This is also spiritual work. And it's not negative spiritual work. It can be when you see the magician in the reverse for sure. But the way the card is positioned and knowing that he's an Aquarius sun, this is Aquarius energy, the star. The star is about, you know, healing. It's about manifestation. It's about renewal. It's about spirituality. It's good energy, good omens, fortune, you know, rejuvenation. And this just speaks to him having an alternative faith, right? His faith is going to bring him through. You see that? It could mean, but the way that this is positioned, your faith brings you through and is not the norm, meaning it's not Christianity, you know, it's Ifa and it's earth. Remember, the magician you bring in, you manifesting all four corners of the earth, north, south, east, west, okay? So he'll be bringing his energy, his earth energy of his spirituality for protection, for favor, to continue to move forward, right? Heading into the next new cycle of success. Definitely some haters. You hear me? Very attuned, guys. He's very attuned, okay? But he's very, like I said, very attuned. When I say attuned, I mean spiritually, mentally, look, cerebrally, and yes, it is betrayal in regards to this situation with him and these awards this year. Something about that, right? It's in the messages, but this Ace of Swords is about, again, new cycle, the next new cycle is success. Oh, but he will be relying on his spirituality to move forward, guys, okay? You got, with this Ace of Swords and this betrayal, he sees it. He knows it. He sees it. He knows it. It's very clear. It's the energy of this had to happen in order for me to forge forward, right? Not about not forging forward, but what I mean when I say forge forward, so family, is doing things differently, right? New cycle, new ways. As he goes forward in the next cycle of his career, he knows who to deal with, how to deal, you know, what to do, what not to do, so it won't bring upon these outcomes, right? A pivot, a shift, you know, but elevation for the better, right? Look at that. transformation, new cycle with the moon. That's deep. What lies underneath the surface? The powers that be, right? I said major transformation and change, and as he moves forward, it's what's hidden. But he understands what's hidden. It's in the messages right here with the magician present. And just because this position is about the way that it's positioned with him, this is the essence of him. He understands what to do to go into this next cycle. It's going to be real powerful too, especially with that Scorpio, Plutonian energy present, right? Very magnetic, very moon shines too, even though it's hidden, right? A lot of things that he been dealing with in the background too, right? It's in the messages. But doing it with ease, with integrity, you get what I'm saying? It's in the messages, right? Pushing through the challenges and peeping it too. Very awakened, very awakened. Very much so, and very powerful too. This is about, it's like holding that iron rod, that Ace of Swords. That's his energy as well. He's an Aquarius sun. It's his understanding what you're dealing with. Good, bad, or indifferent. How powerful is that? Understanding which way the new starts and new beginnings ahead, right? How you handle it, how you move through it successfully. He could even undergo a surgery this year, possibly as well. Something. Let's get well, we didn't even ask about it told us right away that he's been snubbed in regards to, on some level with the industry, with the what is allegedly the powers that be, right? Let's ask, will he... Because what's ahead? Oscars and all of that. So let's ask, will he... We see what's up. So let's ask, will he win, right? Will he have success and win any awards? So let's see. Well, let's ask what's ahead for him. Let's just see what's ahead. This was his current energy, what he's dealing with. Current energy, current past, right? A lot of politics in his cards. A lot. Right. he's gonna continue. Like that moon, the way it was positioned, right? It's like it just came back over my mind. Like this year ahead, it's gonna be some other standout projects that you don't know he's been working on or whatnot, but it's going to, again, this next 9 is transformational. It's like to the next, he's already at a height, at a peak. I mean, because that was just amazing, the role playing Smoke and Stack. And it was so many spiritual messages in between the two of them. It was just real powerful. So you're going to see power coming from him this year. Elevation. And it's just like the moon. It's going to just come out of nowhere. It's just going to elevate and shine. That type of energy, right? He will not be denied, that's for sure. Even now, it just shows pivotal change. Like, even if they did, snub or try to hold back in this regard going forward, he won't be denied. It's in the messages, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of fours, a lot of things coming in full circle, closure. Mm-hmm. Recalibrating this year. Again, like it was in the messages, right? With a lot of the transformation and change cards. This is about, after this whole award season, as they kind of get through it, when this dies down, he'll be taking a break, right? He comes up in the messages and he's gonna it sharpens him, right? It sharpens his energy. This rest ahead after this busy season, of what he's dealing with right now. He will receive awards. And that 9 of Pentacles was through and through, right? But in the present energy, it shows snub. And that was, what was this, the Golden Globes? Or is it the Screen Actor Guild? What are the things that are ahead? But it looks like he will prevail with something. But it's definitely been an energy around it, right? It's what's hidden. It's what we can't see. I remember I said a lot of politics in the cards, right? He will. It'll be a resolution. He's setting goals now. Again, new cycle, redefining his purpose ahead. He understands his purpose, but it's elevated. It's elevated, guys. he is headed into a serious, when I say king of coins, I mean he's already successful, but this is all about success, and not just, you know, but success all around. Is in finances are just, that Scorpio card, I'm telling you, there's so much power in his cards, guys. And again, new cycle. Now, I'm going to say something. You know, he need to be careful with the Fool card, you know, with reckless behavior with women. Okay? Definitely in the messages, right? You know, when when he deals with people in relationships, you can see in the messages where he can just kind of be detached. You know, that's a part of the Aquarius, you know, air sign energy anyway. You know, people, when you looking at these cards, the reason why I pause too is because when I'm gonna ask about love, but when you can't see the way these messages are coming up, guys, it's about, when you see this, it's like detachment, you know, no emotion, but understanding that a partner for him would be someone who would be able to adjust. To his truth. Remember, his last card was the Ace of Swords in the upright, right? Gossip, yeah, we'll hear it. But it could be a relationship for him, you know, where, and because the same queen came up twice in the same position. So in this energy, this would be a relationship that he could be, you know, a person that he could be dating or, you know, seeing or whatever. But this is a communication, you know. Very critical. Jealous, you know. He got a timing card that now, so he could be getting awards soon, guys. A message about him, you know, something new, a fresh start for him, right? He really got to watch out this year for some form of betrayal on some level. Very careful. He's going to continue to prevail. He's persistent. And it also looks like, too, you know, with that Ace of Swords and the energy, he probably going to be directing more projects, too, guys, right? Stepping behind the camera, but new things from him, you know, new ways of elevation, going beyond boundaries, a test of faith, you know. This is a new chapter ahead for him. The really, really amping up the spiritual, you know, protection, which he already knows all of those things because it's in the messages. Let's ask about love. I don't know who he's dating. I can't remember what somebody said because y'all asked me to, so let's see. We can ask 1 to 3, you know? award is in there, but it also shows where it's something going on with him in that industry, or something to with politics, a situation around I guess you could say that Sinners movie. But yeah, I can see the awards are there though. Something with politics with that though, you know. So we'll do 1 to 3. Let's see. Michael B. Jordan. Got some jealous people about him. I could imagine though. He's so talented. He got to stay prayed up and, you know, spiritually protected for sure, you know? I can see. Okay. Alright. We got us a little extra one. Okay now. You came up in that Aquarius energy, baby. Let me say something. He got some things too this year that, you know, he been dealing. Like I said, I don't know what his love life is, but maybe whoever he was dating before that relationship has, you know, ran its course, or maybe they're at an end. I don't know. It looks like in his cards that he's ended something, but dating, you know, just doing his thing, honey. Just, you know, moving around. Again, it's got the same message with that food card and the same, you know, position, which is about, like I said, he got to make sure that he tighten up. You know, this is about impulsive, like all of this is all good. But tighten up on reckless. Make sure you're using protection and stuff like that, right? New is here, though. And it can just come out of nowhere, right? As he goes forward, you know, this is about options. Options. He got a lot of options. And oh, 3 of Wands, girl. Let me tell you something. This boy is living his best life, doing his thing. Threesomes, allegedly. Everything here is all in my opinion, but baby, he doing his thing. That's all I could tell you. He is enjoying himself. He is traveling the world. And he is, sprinkle. He's a single man, honey. He got a soulmate coming. Six of Cups right here. It's going to come through this energy, right? This soulmate is gonna reappear, or this is all about new. He had a lot of endings. Remember, this is again, even the Five of Cups, it shows like whatever he ended is something. It's gonna be spontaneous. It's gonna be something through challenge, like him maybe going through a little something. But this is messages here, all right? Him healing from things that he's been through too in his past, in the messages as well this year. All right. Michael B. Jordan, right? Well, let's get us some messy cards, because I mean, we know he been snubbed, that's for sure. But it does look like, to me, success in him going forward, receiving something this year. The award is in there for sure. Let's use these and get a few messages. Michael B. Jordan. He got some things going on, don't he? Listen, really, really, he finna go next level, you know? That's the energy in his messages. The roles that he gonna show up in this year. Just elevation, a whole new level is where we are with him. You know, where he is and where he's headed in his life. Heavy spiritual protection is necessary. Definitely got haters around, all in his messages. But the thing is, he's aware of it, right? Because you can also see that in the messages. He can see, you know. But he got to make sure that he don't get reckless, because that is when they come. Look. Michael B. Jordan. All right, let's see. Let's get some messages. Michael B. Jordan. Oh, okay. All right. Is there any extra? There we go. Now let's see. Let's do this one too. Do these. It's funny how that role he played in Sinners, right, guys? I think it's good. I'm gonna say something after I finish. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, what I was saying was, what was deep about him playing Smoke and Stack, you know, and me looking at his cards and how things are coming out in the messages. You know, he played twins in the movie Sinners. Of course, y'all know that, Smoke and Stack. And the way that they depicted each character, you know, one had on red and one had on blue. And it's interesting because even just the colors alone of Smoke and Stack indicate about the energy between good and evil, you know. And it's crazy how his cards had so much of that energy in there when it comes to the industry that he's in, you know. It's interesting. It's almost like he a real life superhero because he a real, you know, a Babalawo, you know. Thank you. Beneath, okay? Okay. Last one. Let's see on our messages. Okay. Thank y'all for riding with this whole real reading. Okay. All right. Let's get into it, guys. So you know I'm gonna start with my pile of my teacups, my tea. So let's get into it. Supersizing me, doing too much, excessive overindulgence. Remember I talked about that. I said that food energy. I said the reckless energy. You know, just making sure he tighten up the messages in the energy. Okay. Lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. Definitely in the messages with that Queen of Swords coming up twice, right? You got heart fog, mixed emotions, unclear feelings, wishy-washy. Remember I said he got detachment energy? I can't make it up. Bossing up, self-empowerment, independently living, leading the pack. Remember I said this is going to be a powerhouse cycle for him ahead. That's why all those messages were coming out, right? Giving heart, showing love, caring actions, selfless gestures, okay? I said he had the energy of that in there, okay? Lift off, fast action, progression forward, the wait is over. Let me tell you something. Something about him in the next few days or quickly, you know, soon. It's, you know, quick, because that same timing card came out for him twice, you know, meaning few days, progression forward, the wait is now, right? Vibe, sensing something unexplainable, feeling, listening to intuition. And remember I said very intuitive. King of Swords coming many times on the table, which is his true energy and essence, right? Penny pinching, financial struggle, saving up, budgeting, okay? He could be, you know, getting budgeting together for new projects, you know, new movie roles. It looks like he's going to be elevating and very transformative for him behind the cameras, not just in front of the cameras, and other things. Maybe, you know, writing scripts. I don't know, or creating new movie ideas, you know, all of those things, but it's in the messages, okay? All the feels, deep love, soul connection, feeling at home. Remember I said a soulmate will be showing up this year or could be reappearing. Throwing hands, disagreements, hostility and animosity, conflict and fighting. Remember I said there's some issues behind the scenes. You saw the moon was there. It could be some secrets to come out too. I meant to say that, okay? Trashed, rejection, taking out the trash, kicking to the curb. He had that message in there in his cards. Like I said, getting rid of this shit. Betrayal in the messages, and he's very intuitive. You saw that also in the messages, right? Slay, succeeding, on point and killing it, dominating the competition. Didn't I say that that's the energy of him? He gonna come through, baby. I'm telling you. For all those that's coming with the opposition to try to count him out, transcendence and unity, okay? In the energy, rebirth, winter. Remember, transformation. Remember, I said new around the board for him, okay? And it's gonna be different, but y'all gonna love it. That's the thing. That's the messages, right? His star card was in the upright. So what you get from him, you're gonna love it, soul family. Action, courage, Jupiter, beginnings. I can't make the messages up. Oh my God, oh my God. Storm, unexpected. Remember, I said he got some betrayal that he got to watch out for, okay? He will, see that this year, be an experience in it, but he's very intuitive, so getting in front of it is important. Or, continue to do the spiritual work to stay and remain protected, right? Comfort zone, south node, clinging. Remember, I said that's that reckless energy to make sure that he don't get caught up in, that taking him backwards, right? Third eye, clarity. I can't make it up. He powerful. Remember, awakening, okay? Awakenings and ascensions this year ahead, and experiencing it now going forward. Feminine energy. Remember, I said that energy in there. She pissed. Whoever he was dealing with, that he might have closed the cycle out, girl. Venus offer. I'm telling you, love, come. It's there for him, baby. Toxicity, bound, patterns. Okay, remember I said any reckless patterns. He got to be on the lookout for that. Watch out. Self-love, creation, intentions. I said it. I said he's creating new projects. He could be, getting budgets together for those projects and situations. Look, employing people with jobs for these new projects, all type of things. Getting new creative teams together, So this is what lies beneath. Let's see. In their feelings. Somebody's in their feelings. Private relationship. Okay, the moon was there in the messages, right? Recording, announcing, expressing, revealing truth. Wow, didn't I say that? Wow, the messages I be messaging, don't they? Insecure. Somebody feel like that about him. Expecting a new beginning. I said new beginnings for him. New beginnings for him. Powerful transformation in 2026. Already knowing the tea. Remember I said he already know what's up. I said that. He know what's up. Fighting for what you love. Claiming what's yours. Love is a battlefield, okay? Listen, that message is clear, so he could be in a situation or love. He hand them 3s and 4s. And like I said, he be doing his thing and having him a nice time, honey, okay? Allegedly, all in my opinion, but I'm just telling you. But also, this is too, fighting for what you love could be in regards to career and projects and things going ahead. But let me tell you something. He gonna execute them, baby. It was in the messages. He got opposition, but he understand opposition. And it's funny how the cards are just say what it is. Tell the truth, right? Me versus me. Self-competition. Personal growth. Becoming better than yesterday. My only competition, okay? So him, like I said, a lot of, you can see it in the messages with the transformation and new cycle cards that personal growth is inevitable for him, okay? Right now and this year, 2026. Past life, previous connections, unexplained familiarity, soul memories. I've known you before. I'm telling you that soulmate gonna come in and click. And it's gonna come in like during a time that he could be experiencing some little challenge or something like that. And it's gonna just be pow. So get ready. Recharge, mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, coming back stronger. What? I can't make it up. Isn't that the messages he had? I said after this award season, he's going to recalibrate. Remember, I said that. It's in the messages, right? Sugar-coated, sweet but deceptive, like a short break, Sugar-coated, sweet but deceptive words, empty compliments, hidden insults, too good to be true. You know, he see the finesse, just paying attention and watching out for that. And he could be, you know, using his mouthpiece too now, okay? Mirror, mirror, facing yourself and others, reflective relationships, self-awareness, what you see is you. This could be the ending of that cycle that we kept seeing with the Queen of Swords that came out twice on the table, okay? Behind the mask, hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality. No one sees the real me. You know, this could be a lot of different things for him. He is a Babalawo, highly spiritually, you know, not only just in practice, but effective. It's in the messages, right? But also in regards to, it could be a private relationship that he's dealing with, or one, you know, that the cycle that looks like he possibly just closed with someone. But this is all in the messages behind the mask, right? Breadcrumbing, giving minimal attention, keeping his options open, vague promises, never committing fully. Didn't I say? He over here, a little sprinkle, 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 baby. Having him a nice time, but tighten up, Mr. Jordan, all right? Be safe. The reckless energy could get you in trouble, okay? Breaking cycles, ending harmful patterns, freedom from repetition, new beginnings. It stops with me. Listen, this is powerful. This is him. I say he is coming in as a force to be reckoned with in this next cycle, you know, next 9 years ahead. This boy right here is going to freedom. You know, it's going to be revolutionary. It's going to be futuristic, sexy, you know, dope, elevation, intuition on, you know, heightened. It's like he getting finer with, you know what I'm saying? How they say the wine get finer with time. I'm telling you, this is him. Opposition is here. Of course, the haters are present. Betrayal is present. But he built for it. He got the fortitude for it, and the cerebral, the mindset, right? And the intuition, even most importantly. So, obstacles, he shall, you know, persevere. So I love you guys. That was Michael B. Jordan. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, I'm gonna keep going. I don't know who's next. I'm going. So, you know, keep your notification bells on, all right? And I will see you guys soon in the next one, all right? So, family, love y'all. And look, don't forget to sound off in the comments about him and stuff that's going on with him too, all right? Peace and love. Thanks for watching the Common Corner Show. Peace and love, soul family. And I'll see you guys in the next one.